Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bros of Decay. I'm Leslie and today I'm going to take you on another adventure. And we are today in the south of France and we're exploring an abandoned place that has such a creepy story that it even creeped me out. I've seen a lot of things, I've explored a lot of buildings, but this one is one of the craziest. We're standing now currently in the backyard trying to find an entrance. As you can see, everything is totally overgrown. Over the last years, this place has been abandoned. Okay, my friend is opening a door over here. Let me help him out. Okay, we're standing now, coming inside of some sort of a barn that seems to be completely filled. Wow. What happened in this place? Look at these tractors that are left behind. I will go in greater detail a little bit later in the video, but oh my God. This seems like some sort of a castle.
The house to the next.
Is the house next to it, is it? Okay. What in the world did we end up in? Let's go through the backyard. And yes, this is the place that we came for. The abandoned house of Annelies and Michel. Wow. The window seems to be just open over here. So let's go inside and let's see what's left behind.
Somewhere between the endless vineyards in the southern French countryside rests a picturesque property that has been abandoned for a quarter of a century. The family Moulin started living here before Napoleon even ruled the Kingdom of France. Over the years, they built a successful business in grape cultivation and wine production. At the start of a beautiful story of Mrs. Annelies and Mr. Michel, and up to the birth of their daughter Caroline. Caroline was not a normal child. At first she seemed very normal, but when she got to the age of puberty, a change started to happen. Out of the blue, she went on a path of self-neglect. She stopped grooming herself. She didn't brush her teeth anymore. She developed an alcohol addiction, and her life went in a complete downwards spiral. Rumors also have it that she would yell out of her window at passers-by, and even threw books at them. Her parents tried everything in their power to heal their daughter, but didn't succeed in their quest. On a particular night, when she was 24 years old, she passed away in her sleep from an alcohol poisoning. After these terrifying events happened, the parents packed their bags and never went back to the home again. Let us roam through its contents and search for an answer to this bizarre story.
So everybody, welcome back to another adventure by the Bros of Decay. I'm Leslie and today I'm filming one of the craziest abandoned places that I've ever filmed. Not because of the house, but because of the story that you just heard. We're gonna see everything that happened in this place. I'm really excited to explore this one. It's in the south of France and this place has been abandoned for 35 years. Annelies and Michel, the parents of Caroline, I should call it, I should pronounce it in French actually, Caroline, left it behind without notice, packed their bags and never came back. Let me show you around this place. Let me tell you what happened here. And let's unveil their story. When we start walking through the backyard, the first thing that we see is the car that they left behind. Wow. This is a 2 horsepower Citroën car, and I think it's built around the 1960s or 70s. Now totally overgrown by thorns and vines. Have a look in here. This car is just deteriorating over the 35 years that Caroline and Michel have left it behind. What a crazy find. And that door over there is gonna lead us into their property. Let's try to get through here. You can already see lots of things on the ground. I'm not sure what kind of business that these people had, but I believe it was something to do with farming equipment. I'm gonna open the door for my cameraman Martijn. Okay. Are you okay? Because this is pretty difficult with all the vines and thorns. We don't want them to get into your eyes or something like that. Wow, we just ended up in a barn. And it truly looks like these people had something to do with the making and selling of farming equipment. I'm gonna show you. You can follow me around and we will see all the tools that are still in here, are all left behind. Maybe around there you can show them. Here, Michel used to work on the equipment that he made. And I believe that these people that lived in here were also very rich people, because there are so many artifacts that reveal this around the location. Look at the tractors that are left behind here. These must at least be more than hundreds of years old. No, not hundreds, more than 100 years old. Steel tires. We have not seen tractors like this in a very long time. They also have a more recent one behind here. A nut field, it says on there, nut field. It's a French tractor. And another one over there. And then when you walk onto their property, the first thing you see, this is actually not the house that they lived in, but it's some sort of a burg or a castle that's left behind. I would call it a castle actually. We're gonna explore that one at the end of the video, but it's completely collapsed, so we have to be very, very careful in there. And then we walk onto their property. Look at this machine. Wow. I've never seen something like this in my life. I think it would be to make hay bales. It would be pulled by horses. He might be into the business of restoring historical farming equipment. That seems to be a very good business to be in. What a masterpiece. I have absolutely no clue how this machine would function. And then we have also a plow in front of it here. Very big one. That would be pulled by horses. Wow, let's go over their property. You can definitely see the grass is growing, the trees are taking over, and this place is falling into disrepair. It's actually a very nice vibe walking over here, despite the story that happened here. That door over there is gonna lead us on later in the video to the top of this castle. But over here, we see their grand house. I would call this a manor. It's like a manor is French for villa, and this is definitely a villa. You can also definitely tell that we are in the south of France by the palm trees that are growing over here. What a place. Last thing before we go inside, the roses are growing here because it's springtime right now. Beautiful pink roses in front of their front door. Let me knock and see if anybody is home. So we just entered into the house through the window over here. And this is the first room that we ended up in, the dining area of the people. And it's already a very flowery, sunny, happy room. As you can see, Michel, no, it's Annelies, of course. Michel was the man. Put flowers all over it. I always assume that a woman does the interior design of a home because she has the best taste. But that's not always true. There are Röntgen pictures on the table over here of a spinal cord, as you can see, a pelvis. Wow. These might have been of Caroline. There are so many of these left behind here on the table. Let me show you. Here's another one. They might have been taken when she got sick over the years. Crazy. It's a plate. 60 years, diamond anniversary. It says over here, this is the diamond anniversary of Annelies and Michel, their wedding. Wow. So they were 60 years married to each other. Is that true? Wow. That can be true, actually. And then we have the big fireplace with the exhauster above it, here in the corner of the room, where the food would be cooked on. And the last ashes from 35 years ago are still in there. And this to the side looks like some sort of a speaker, but I'm not sure. Amazing finds. Here on the table, we also still have a newspaper left. And from which year is this one? 1932. Almost 90 years old. Depicting the cable rails with the carts to take people up in the Alpine mountains of France to go skiing, most likely. There's even a half-drunken bottle of wine on the table. Wow. The broom also still left behind over here. And this doorway over here leads us into their broken down kitchen. Oh my God. Isn't that just crazy, everybody? The decay in this place. The window that they would open. Wow. Even a microwave back there. Some food pots. That's how your life looks like. And your house looks like after you leave planet Earth behind. A stove underneath, the exhauster, with all the pots and pans still neatly hanging from there. That's a crazy sight. And to this side, we have all the built-in cabinets with the food and the drinks and the liquors still stored in there. Pernod, that's a fine drink. I've had it before. Hair clipping device. Wow. This is one of Oh, this is an agricultural machine. Renault, it says on there. It's from 1919. So Mr. Michel might have had something to do with the restoration of these machines. Okay, that's why we probably saw them. So many of them in the backyard. And then to the side here, we have their sink. Even more foods all throughout these cabinets. So, let's not waste any more time in this kitchen. Let's show you the remainder of the house. Okay, here's the doorway that we just came in through. We didn't come into here, but we knocked on it. And it's not able to open anymore because the door has fallen on it. Wow, the spider webs are completely covering it. And that leads people into the hallway of the house. That's also completely designed with this wonderful wallpaper that's now peeling off the walls after all those years. And that leads us into another room. Oh my God. I just stepped over in this hole over here. Oh, that was a bit scary, everybody. That leads us into a bedroom, actually. Oh my God. Look at this. We just entered into a bedroom of this place. The lovely side table. A Maria on there, holding a cross. What do we have over here? Lovely book that I didn't even finish reading. It's still on one of the last pages. Their glasses. A wonderful clock as well. They truly loved flower design, this place. Depictions of French farmland, castles, all over this wallpaper. And the bed is still made after all those years of abandonment. That's what I truly love. Another clock face with an elephant on top. Cointreau, that's a very typical French liquor actually. And also Calvados to the side over here. Let's open up one of these very, very big built-in cabinets. I almost knocked this over. Let me place this to the side. It's pretty heavy actually, I don't know what it is, but I think they are decorational pieces for the clock. Okay, now we can open it up. And that reveals just a storage area in this cabinet. In the middle of the room, we have this fireplace that I would lit up in the evening to heat up this wonderful room. And above the fireplace, there's this wedding picture that's actually taken on the grounds of this property. And these two people, are they Caroline? Are they Michel and Annelies? I'm not sure because it seems like a very old picture. But you can see the castle behind it here. Oh, no, this is from 1892. That might be the grandparents of Annelies and Michel. Flowers made into a display over here. I'm not gonna open this one up because I have to move so many things to open that one up. More liquor down here. Look at this. We've got a champagne bottle. Grand vin. Oh no, this is actually wine. Wow. We are of course in France and wine is very common over here. Ooh. This is a trophy from Jubilair, and that's a beer from my country actually. Belgium has of course one of the best beers in the world, so it's not uncommon to see something like that. And then we have a table over here in the middle with a nice postcard. Wow, this is a postcard that I made of this place, of this castle that's on the property. And as you can see closely, the car that was completely overgrown in the backyard is standing here in front of the castle. Oh my God. That's a very, very wonderful picture. Postcard. Yes, postcard. This looks like some sort of a glass plane that I made. A handwritten receipt also left behind. Just gonna go through the things and show you. And then a record player underneath. Wow. And another one behind here as well. What a room. Oh, I see something else. Another one of those restored agricultural machines. A depiction of it over here. Wow. Lovely. And even a wall clock without a clock face anymore. Left on the wall over here. And then we enter into this room that I just saw from the corner of my eye. And I think this is where Michel conducted his business, made his invoices and all this stuff. Look at this very, very wonderful bureau that we just entered into. It looks more like a library than a bureau. When you first enter into this room, you see this, I think, some sort of a dentist chair that he put into here to conduct his work on. I assume, yes, it's very, very heavy, and it even has this lever to pull and put down the patient with it. I can think you can pump it up like that. Wow, it's completely falling apart. And then there's some sort of a desk over here as well. Some of his glasses that are left behind. And another one over here. Let's put them together. A clock face above there. Journal, Renaissance, 1835, from Paris. Let's open this up. Let's see what's in there. It's a very old booklet that's left here. And even all the letters that he once wrote to his clients are still left here. The date on there says 1964. 1964. And it's a postage stamp from Lourdes, actually. Wow. I can see also this postcard down here. I think it's the Castle of Versailles, Palais de Versailles exactly. Chamber de Louis, XVI, so the 14th, Louis the 14th. It's a postcard of that place. One of my most favorite places to visit in France. Over here, some of its keys are even left behind. And a map of France as well. And look at this side of the bureau. All the books that are stored up here. Very, very fascinating display. This is one of my most favorite parts of this house. Oh, and even more of these letters are left in here. And they're all handwritten, like people used to do back in the day. Now everything is made with computers, but this took time and dedication. Up here, we have a projector from back in the day. And another clock face down here as well. So many things to look at in this place. I can't stop going through there. Wow. Look at this carriage that's depicted on here. Also from the Palace of Versailles. And this one is fully written out. It says that it's from 1919. More than 100 years old is this postcard. More than 100 years old. And we have also this cooler sewing machine down here. And also look at all the invoices that are hanging from here. Isn't that just crazy? These are all the invoices that Mr. Michel made for his clients. Wow. I love to find rooms like these that hold through history and that are time capsules. Let's now go through the hallway over here and go further into the house. This is where the people came in and left as well. There are even more. Those Röntgen pictures here on the floor. I'm not gonna go in depth on every single one of them. Wow. Cassettes left behind. More oh, these are all cassettes that they made. They even wrote on there what it says, the 9th of June, 1983. And this is for a birthday, as I can read. I think we enter into the kitchen over here to the right. Excuse me. I love how these doors were made back then. The mechanism on there is just fascinating. A very big kitchen actually, for only 3 people. And an enormous exhauster right next to me here. The light, I'm gonna turn off my light actually and show you. When I turn off this light, you can see the light from up there coming in to the place. I hope you can see this right. Let me turn on the light again now and show you that we are inside of the exhauster. The light is just flooding into this place. Wow. They had an oven over here, a cooking pot, which they made the last meal with. I think before Annelies and Michel, more people lived in this place. Look at this cooking pot that we have over here. That's to at least feed 100 people. Wow. What does it say on there? Moulin, foundry. It's from some sort of foundry, model, Doris, Despos. I can read, not very clearly, but you would heat it up from down here and then you could cook your meal in this pot. And in the kitchen, there's also so much food just left behind, rotting away. Canned food, something very common to find in forgotten abandoned places. A suitcase to travel the world and see different countries. That's what I love to do in my life. Travel the world, see different things, experience different people. And the enormous dining table is also still left here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chairs. 8 chairs in this place. Wow. I think they only used the first dining room that we saw. The Alpine mountains of France are depicted here. An oil lamp above. Is this the Notre Dame? Yes, it is. And this is, of course, before it burned down and the spire that we see up here totally collapsed. Le Notre Dame de Paris. Notre Dame of Paris. We even have a calendar over here that's from 1900. I don't know, can't see the last letter anymore, the last number, but look at this calendar, how it's made. I just love it. Food also still left in here. Okay, interesting all this, very, very interesting. Oh, I haven't looked at this one yet. It's like a family diploma or something like that. Bottles of liquor, all left here. Okay, we saw the kitchen. This is the stairway, but first there's one more room that we have to cover to this side. I think this was the utilitarian room where the washing would be done, where some of the food would be made. And as well, I see a bathroom. First, let's focus on this side, because we have another exhauster over here. Wow. They also cooked some food in this room, as you can see. Some tools to this side. Wow. We have some hats from Annelies, also left here. Oh, this door, you can definitely see that it's not been opened for such a long time. The spider webs are so present on it. It's just crazy. Coat hangers and everything. Let me show you in the bathroom as well what that used to look like. This was their bathroom with bidet, toilet and a sink. Very basic. I think their shower would be in here. Look at the contraption that they made to keep the shower head up. Wow. They were not people that just bought a new one. They really tried to fix this one up. They really tried. Let's now head up this wonderful stairway to the top floor and let's see what's left behind over there. Okay, I have to be a bit careful because I don't think this one is very stable. While going through these places, you also have to be very careful where you're walking because they can have definitely a place that's been abandoned for 35 years. You have to be very careful with those. But now, to the left of us, we are entering into Caroline, her bedroom. And this is actually the saddest part of the house. I'm gonna tell a story about this room. So, Annelies, this was her bed, where she slept, where she grew up, and where she got mentally ill. And this is the window that we see over here. And here, people of the town always walked by because the street is right in front of the window. And she would be in this room, in front of this window all the time, looking out and throwing things at people, shouting at people, calling them perverts and all these bad words. And these people that walked by, of course, didn't do anything wrong. But that's just how Caroline, her brain worked. And at a certain point in the evening, on her 23rd year of life, she was lying in this bed, probably under the influence of drugs, alcohol and other things. She suffocated in her own vomit. I'm 99% sure that this story is right because the people of town have verified it. And of course, these people have experienced it because it's 35 years ago, it's not a century ago or anything. These people that live in this town have experienced this girl and the things she did. And that's the saddest part about this house, and probably also one of the saddest stories that I've ever told. The whole ceiling has just come down on top of the bed, leaving it crumbled away. Even her head is still hanging on the side of the bed. Oh, this gets me, this really gets me. It's still made after that certain day. Her pillows are still on there. And there seems to be another bed behind this bed. Wow, what a place, what a truly sad. I can feel what happened in here. I don't believe in spiritual things or anything, but I definitely can feel that bad things have happened in here. Got a picture of an army man, 1818, it says on his collar. A dog and a cat depicted over here. Underneath, we have a radio. Let's see if her clothes are also left behind. No, they are not, but the bed linen is. What a room. What a room. I think that wardrobe over there was for her clothes. But of course, you know, I'm not gonna walk there because it's just too dangerous to do. Okay, let's turn back. Let's leave this room behind. I'm gonna close the door because I want to close this part off. Wow. What a story, everybody. When I heard it, I was just in shock about it. Let's go further, everybody. Let's go further. Sometimes you have to tell stories that you really don't want to tell, but they have to be out there. In this room, there are even 2 more beds. And we have a fireplace to the side here. Wonderful fireplace. Also a very beautiful, it used to be a very beautiful room, but now of course it isn't anymore. I think I see these pieces of furniture in lots of places. And at first I thought it was a slat, but looking at it closer, I'm actually not sure what this is. Does anybody have a clue what this device was used for? Because I don't. I just don't. A ladder to the side here. Okay. Let's cover the last bedrooms of this place. I'm walking slowly through the hallway over here. We even have a baby crib over here. Wow. What was its purpose? I have no... Some parts of these stories, they get me. I don't understand them. I just don't. But we enter into the master bedroom over here of this place. You can see a big bed where Annelies and Michel used to sleep together. That's still made after all those years. The pillows are still lying on the top. Wonderful design. Copper plating. No, it's not plating, it's just copper design. Copper or brass. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know how to determine it or anything. If anybody can tell me, just let me know how you can determine if it's brass or copper. A religious statue above here on the nightstand and a chamber pot underneath. Wonderful blue design on it. Here we have a picture of windmills on a farmland. Let's see what's in this room. To this side we have an upholstery chair with Annelies, her leather snakeskin purse next to it. This must have been a pretty expensive piece actually. I love this chair as well. Wow. And I think this is a polishing machine that we see over here. Yes, it is. It's a polishing machine. Very old piece. And then we have these built-in cabinets. You can open them up. And they reveal a costume, probably of Mr. Michel. Even his pen is still in his pocket over here. Inter oil, it says on there. It's maybe the oils that he used for his farming equipment. Wow. Fascinating. Lots and lots of religious depictions over here. A new Omi sewing machine down below. And a wardrobe as well, with the same design on it. And then we have one last room back here. Okay. And this also used to be a bedroom back in the day. As you can see, a very tiny one. The French written note from 1953 on there. Lovely to see. And then we have one last bedroom over here to this side, with built-in cabinets on either side of it. These are the same ones we saw in the other bedroom. Okay. They also have a costume, probably of Annelies, in here. Wow. Look at this bedroom. And this is also a very, very tiny bed that's left in here. Look at this. Some praying beads on the bed itself. A upholstered bed, as you can see. Wonderful. And a television to this side of the room. You can't even use a remote on this one. That's how old it is. Lovely, last room of the house. And now the last thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a look in the castle and show you how that used to look like. So let's go over there right now and let's show you the castle. Okay everybody, we're back outside right now and we're standing in front of the castle. I'm really excited to see what's in there. So let's get over there and let's see what's left behind in this place. Rune just also told me that there is a wine cellar. Is it here?
No, there.
Is that really? Wait, I have the light over here. Okay, because we need some light up there. In there, of course. Oh. Oh my God. We're entering inside of the castle now. As you can see, this was used to produce wine actually. So the people, Annelies and Michel, might have also been in the business of creating wine. All these wine bottles left over here. These are all empty, of course. Wow. And then in the middle this castle, we have an enormous wine barrel. A little faucet up here that you could turn open and tap your bottles of wine from. Even some corks left behind that will close off the bottles. Is there more to see in this basement than this? Okay.
I'm not sure what it is.
You're not sure what it is. What device are you talking about? Whoa, there's a big hole in the floor over here. You have to be a bit careful. Okay, this is to press grapes, I think. I think this one is to press grapes. Oh my God. Look at this device that we have over here. It's a mechanical grape presser, I think. Amazing machines. Okay, let's now go to the top of the castle and see what's up there. Even an old bicycle left here. Another one, probably from Caroline. Wow. Let's go further. Here to the stairs, yes. Okay, let's go up there. Up to the top of the castle. That's falling apart right now, as you all can see. Oh my God. Here we can get an overview of the house to the side and see how it's collapsed over the years, the 35 years that it's abandoned. Also want to check out this one. Oh, enormous rooms. Most likely people have also lived in this place before, but very, very early, before Annelies and Michel their time. And here we have another grand room. Wow. Okay, let's now go to the very top. Is that possible? You have not tried it? Oh, okay. The staircase is not gone, Rune says. Are you okay? I think this is the highest point that we can get. And over here we get a nice view of the town as well. Maybe show around. Wow. From the door over here, you can see the complete town and the overview of this place. So everybody, I think this is where I'm gonna end the video, with nature taking over this place. Trees growing inside of here. Wow. I want to thank everybody for watching this week's video. It was an amazing place to explore, a crazy story, and just fascinating to see. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and do not miss any explorations. And also in the description, there's a link to Patreon. There you can support us and help us out going on these adventures around the world. I want to thank you all, and I will see you next week in another epic adventure. Bye bye. I love you very much.